With the trade of Jeff McNeil, that's 4 longtime Mets who are now gone off the roster. This one's going to hurt less than the others, perhaps, but Jeff McNeil was a contributor for a long time with the New York Mets. 80 home runs, won a batting title, 284 batting average. He actually was a 2-WAR player last year, which is a pretty good player. Showed a lot of versatility that helped with the trade. They were able to get Yordan Rodriguez, a 17-year-old pitcher, and only paid $5.75 million. I say only, but he did have $17.75 million to go. So the Mets saved $12 million with this deal, and perhaps it helps them do a little more with what they're going to do this offseason. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done. Nothing to do with this deal. This was a deal that was a long time in coming. McNeil had to be traded. They'd obviously signed or acquired Marcus Semien in the Brandon Nimmo deal. Now, of course, it's Nimmo, it's Alonso, it's Diaz, and McNeil, all gone. But the Mets are remaking their team. Can't blame them for that, but long way to go, lot to do. Obviously, they need pitching. They need bullpen help. They need a starter or two. They need an outfielder, but they were bulked up on the infield. They needed to move McNeil. He didn't have a position. He's going to be a starter in Oakland, obviously. With the Mets, it would not have worked as a backup. They do make the trade, and it does make sense. But a lot to do for the Mets. I'm sure they're going to do it. I know the fans are getting antsy. I get it. But I think they've got the wherewithal. They've got the owner. I think their GM knows what he's doing. We shall see.
So the Mets, they continue to revamp their core this offseason. Jeff McNeil is out the door. He's heading to Oakland, and this is a time for Mets fans to think about how a lot has changed in the last couple of weeks. Brandon Nimmo was traded away. Pete Alonso and with Diaz, they were not re-signed, and now Jeff McNeil, part of that core of Mets players, is out the door. And look, I think when you think back about Jeff McNeil, you'll think back about how he was a 2-time All-Star, how he was a former NL batting champion. That was 4 years ago. But since then, the numbers really haven't been that great. He never reached that height once again. He was 33 years old. Yes, he had versatility as a guy who could play multiple positions. You saw him play around the infield a little bit. You saw him also play in the outfield even last year, played some center field, but the numbers were declining. The defense also was declining. It was time to move on. So the Mets make this trade. They're able to save some money here, about $10 million for next season. And look, you can think about Jeff McNeil as a good Met, and thank you for the memories and the time and the 2-time All-Star, the batting champion, and all of that stuff. But the Mets are trying to change this core, and they're also trying to change the vibes in the locker room. And we knew the vibes were not good between Jeff McNeil and Francisco Lindor. So that wasn't going to work because Lindor is the face of the franchise. And I think what Mets fans have to try to embrace at least bit, because some are going to be sad about the fact that some of these guys are gone, but at some point you have to try to change the culture. And that is what the Mets are trying to do here. And so you can say to Jeff McNeil, thank you for the memories. We love what you did here in Flushing. Fans will appreciate you. If you come back, they'll give you a standing ovation. But where this team was trying to go, and where they are trying to go right now, if you want to call the future now, the future is now. Here as we approach 2026, Jeff McNeil was not going to be a part of it. And I think a lot of Mets fans will feel what I'm saying when they say, thanks for the memories, but on to the next one. Mets fans, if you bleed orange and blue, you need to be locked in to Straight Outta Flushing. I'm Dexter Henry, bringing you the show that's all about what's really going on in Queens. From clutch homers to bullpen meltdowns to prospect hype, we break it all down. Plus, I'm chopping it up with beat writers, content creators, and diehard Mets fans who live this Mets life just like you. Real talk, real fans, real Flushing baseball. This is Straight Outta Flushing.